Welcome everyone to this tutorial. Today we're going to step into the term and the definition of takt time, and we will show you how to calculate the takt time for any shop floor process. So stay tuned. The takt time is one of the key terms when speaking about shop floor processes and lean measures. It is most important to understand the correct calculation of the takt time, but also to know what the limits are. We will also have a few words about the cycle time in this tutorial. Make sure you have watched our previous episode about lead time on our channel. Let's assume we have to assemble a simple pen. As you can see here, we try to assemble the pen as quickly as possible. The time to assemble this pen takes 15 seconds. These 15 seconds are the actual assembly time of this pen. We call the actual assembly time the cycle time. So one important lesson learned here is that the actual assembly time you see on the shop floor is not necessarily the takt time, but the cycle time. On the other hand, the takt time is something you cannot necessarily see on the shop floor unless we know a bit more about the customer requests and demand. So let's see what the takt time is. The takt time is highly linked to the customer orders and can only be defined if any customer orders exist. In this case, let's ask Jack from our sales department on what the actual demand is. As Jack hands over all customer requests to our shop floor team, he perfectly knows the customer demand. For today, our customer demands 960 pens from our factory. The demand of 960 pens is one of the two figures we must know in order to calculate the takt time. So we have to know the demand, but we also have to know the available working time. So let's ask Daniel from the production department about the shift models and working times. Daniel is production manager and responsible to schedule the different shifts in the pen factory. Today the factory produced just one shift. The shift consists of 8 hours of working time. This is very important to know. With the help of Jack and Daniel, we are finally able to calculate the takt time. The takt time is the period of time in which we have to produce one pen in order to fulfill the customer request within the available working time. The calculation of the takt time is as follows. The takt time equals the available working time divided by the customer demand. In this case, the takt time is 8 hours of working time divided by 960 pens as requested by the customer. In other words, the takt time is 30 seconds per pen. Hence, in order to fulfill the customer request of 960 pens, we have to produce one pen every 30 seconds for the next 8 hours. If we compare the takt time of 30 seconds with the cycle time of 15 seconds, it is pretty clear that both numbers are completely different and based on different figures. It is very important that you do not mix up the cycle time, mostly visual on the shop floor, with the takt time, which is driven by the customer demand. Therefore, it is most important for the shop floor to align the cycle time to the takt time, either by decreasing the available working time, by proper planning of the workforce, or by shifting work contents between different stations or products. As long as the cycle time does not match the takt time, you either cause overproduction or fail to fulfill the customer request. For that reason, many manufacturers use monitors to visualize the actual number of assembled parts compared to the planned number of parts. The planned number of parts increases every 30 seconds automatically depending on the takt time, whereas the actual number of parts increases every time a product has been assembled according to the cycle time. By doing so, it is pretty transparent to see if we work according to the customer demand or deviate from it.